Hello, everybody. We're going on week number 2 for keto low carb meals. This week we're going to do salads and soups. And the first thing we're going to do today is we're going to make a bacon cauliflower chowder. So what we need for this is the full recipe today. So what we need for this is I've got 4 slices of bacon, half of a yellow onion, 2 medium carrots chopped, 2 stalks of celery chopped. I have 3 teaspoons of minced garlic, 2 tablespoons of flour, 1 tablespoon of thyme, a cup of milk, a quart of vegetable stock, and 1 head of cauliflower, and salt and pepper to taste. So what we're going to do is we're going to move over to the stove, and we're going to start this. So give me a couple minutes to change camera positions, and we'll be right back. And here we are back at the chili stove. So what I'm doing right now is I just turned the pot on high to warm it up a little bit. Not that much because you get a crispier bacon when you go colder. So I'm going to take the 4 slices of bacon right now that I've been in the refrigerator, and I'm going to put it in the pan. And let's take my spoon. And this will be a little bit. I'm sure you really want to watch bacon frying. So I'm going to let that fry up. And let that fry it up. And I'll turn it off. I'll drain the bacon. I'll tip for 2 tablespoons of the fat. And we'll be right back to keep going with this recipe. As you can see right now, we move the bacon off the burner. And I'm going to grab a plate and some paper towels. And I'm going to take the bacon, which you're not going to be able to see because I'm over on the other side. And we're going to put it onto the paper towel to drain. Now to me, I see plenty of oil in there. I'm going to turn the oven down to about medium. I'm going to put the pot back on. And here, you're going to add your onion. Your carrot. And your celery. And you're going to let those go about 5 minutes until they start softening up. So as soon as those 5 minutes are up, I will be back and we can keep going on this recipe. Because I don't think you want to see vegetables sauteing for the next 5 minutes. As you can see right now, our 5 minutes is almost up. So now there'll be no more pauses until we get most of all the rest of the ingredients in and have that cooked. So this is almost 5 minutes, and this is kind of what you want your vegetables to look like. Because you're going to get them more cooked once you put the liquid on it and let that go. So what you're going to do now is you're going to take your garlic and you're going to let your garlic go in there. And you're just going to let that go for about 1 minute. Let it go any longer, it's going to start turning brown and black, which will make your garlic better, and it'll also make your food better, whatever you're making. And actually, you could smell the garlic once it starts perfuming. So when you come to this step, you want to take your 2 tablespoons of flour, and you want to throw your flour in, stir that around, and you're going to let that cook for about 2 minutes. You want to let the flour go all the way around and soak up whatever grease and flavor that's in there in the bottom yet. And that's also going to be your thickener, the 2 tablespoons of flour. So we'll let that go for a little more. And I know the recipe says season with salt and pepper before this step, but you can't really taste it when you add flour or anything. So why are you adding salt and pepper in it now to taste? Add it in at the end because it's easier to put in than if you put too much salt in, you can't take it out. Technically you can, but that's a whole other version of a soup. Where you would take a potato and put it in the soup to get the salt out of it. There's a tip for you. And yes, I know it's 110 degrees here in Arizona, and what am I doing? I'm making soup. Call me stupid. So the next 2 ingredients we're going to add right now is our 1 head of cauliflower, small pieces, and we're going to add our thyme. If I could put thyme in a bottle. And what is that? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Yes, folks, I'll be here all week. So we're going to incorporate all that. And then our next 2 ingredients are going to be our liquid ingredients. So we're going to add a cup of milk. I'm going to stir that around. And then we're going to add our quart of vegetable stock. It's homemade, store-bought, whatever. That's another thing you got to watch out for when you buy stock, because of how much salt is in the stock as well. That might adjust your taste for your soup, depending on how much salt is in your stock that you make. Usually your bouillons are a little more saltier. You make your own, you can adjust it. This stock right here has 710 milligrams per cup. So that's 4 cups we just put in there. So you figure that's over 2,100 grams of sodium we just put in that soup. So what you're going to do now, just going to let this go and bring it up to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, you're going to turn it down a little, and you're going to let it simmer for 15 minutes. Make sure my sauce is unburned. So I know, you're not supposed to watch the pot boil and it takes longer. But, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it off for right now. And we'll be back when the soup's almost ready.